Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to another episode of Watching My Flow. I am DJ Honeyhell, and today I'm going to be showing you how I've done my track Sandiya. It's a remix from the track Sandiya by Karim Ziad. Karim Ziad is a Morocco music producer who's been producing GNAWA songs, and GNAWA is a cultural kind of music, especially in the northern Africa, like in Morocco and some places around. And by the end of this video, I will be explaining you why me as a Brazilian have decided to do this remix. Okay? So without further ado, let's dive in. So the first channel here is the sidechain trigger, which is only a ring shot. It's been working as a trigger. Okay, it sends only, so it's not playing any song. It's just a trigger. The second channel here is a group, and in this group I have the kick and bass. Together they sound like this. So I will turn off all the effects. So let's check first the kick. So here you can see the length of the kick, and on the sample I converted to mono, and I EQ the lows, cutting below 43 Hz, and I decrease a little bit here because of the click, just to reduce or decrease the click of this kick, right? Then we have the bass, which sounds like this. So as you can see in the beginning here, I've made a side chain by myself. In the sample before, I was like only applying fades like this. I manually have done some fades like this. And in the channel here, we have only an EQ, just to cut the highs and some mids here, and to cut the lows below 22 Hz. Oh yeah, 22K, sorry. Together they sound like this. And then on the group, I've put on bus on glue compressor, the preset bus punch, and then a drum bus, saturator, and then a EQ, cut below 26K, decrease the click a little bit again. That's it for the kick and bass. The next channel is the vocal. I'm calling it vocal, but to be honest, it's the entire music. It's the whole song. So this is the music itself, and first I applied an EQ, cutting the lows. Then I'm using an utility to convert the bass to mono, just to make sure, you know. And compressor, side chaining it to the kick. And then a limiter, just to control the peaks and to level up the music. In the next group, I'm calling tops, like top loops, but we have only 2 samples here, which sounds like this together. I will turn off all the buzz effects and let's go channel by channel. So on the first channel in this group, we have this sample with an overdrive. You can see after the overdrive, the clap and hat brighten up a bit. So bring it to life. So that's this channel here. Then the next channel is this one is a little bit, it's more processed. Let's see. So we have a rack here with 2 channels. The first one is the dry channel, which sounds like this. It has no effects on it. And then we have the wet channel, which I'm applying panning. And then a delay, a sidechain compressor compressing it to itself, to the dry signal. Together they sound like this. With this other channel. On the group, I'm using a camel crusher with the preset bridge clean. A glue compressor to glue them together. A saturator and a compressor to sidechain it to the kick. Then an EQ. So that's it. So in the next channel, we have some perks, some percussions, which together sounds like this. So let's see channel by channel. The first channel here, I'm calling it tambour. Sounds like this. Then I put an overdrive, drum bass, and an EQ, just to keep this area. On the next, we have this sound. Then I put an overdrive, saturator, echo, and an EQ. In the next channel, we have this tone. Then here we have a drum bass, an overdrive, making it darker, a delay, and an EQ, cutting the unnecessary lows and highs. Then we have this part here, which has only an overdrive and an EQ to cut the lows. Then we have this one here. Then we have a drum bass and an EQ. And this last one, which is much more processed. Let me turn off all the effects. So the sample sounds like this, with an overdrive, double mirror, flanger warm, dirty tremolo. Yeah, dirty tremolo makes it go crazy. An LFO to control the dirty tremolo frequency here. An echo boy with river dance shuffle. You can see it's shuffling here. Panning. And an EQ. So that's it for the G group. And in the group, I have the utility with bass mono, converting bass to mono below 235 Hz. And then the Camel Crusher with the preset Bridge Clean. A glue compressor. Side chaining. Side chain to the kick. So that's it for this group. Then in the next group we have some sample that I'm using like leads to the song, okay? So let me turn off the effects here. Then we have this one first. It's a bus with an overdrive, and I'm cutting the lows. Then we have this sample. To me, it sounds like a church bell. This bus here goes more intense, more often. So we have here only an overdrive. Now with all the process here, we have first this reverb called small chamber. So that's it for what I call leads. Then we have the ambience. Then I'm applying a crystallizer with the preset called harmony. Then a radiator, mod downbeat clean, a tall reverb, EQing, side chaining to the kick. That's it for the ambience. Then we have the group of clap and snare, which has only a drum bass and a compressor, the sidechain compressor in the group. Okay, so let's check then those two together. So the clap only. The clap has an overdrive, blue compressor, and an EQ, and the snare, an overdrive, and EQ. The next group is the offs, which is the hi-hat and ride in this case. Let's check. On the group we have only the sidechain compressor. Let's check first the hi-hat. It's the simple off hi-hat pattern. So we have an overdrive, saturator, and an EQ. Then we have the ride. And on the ride, we have only a saturator and an EQ. That's it for the offs. And then we come with some effects, okay? First, I have one called atmosphere flute, which sounds like this. And then I have another one here, which is a percussion. Sounds like this, basically. Then I put a reverb called Dark Small Room, overdrive again, driving different areas, and then an EQ, another EQ, those two here, they work together like a call and response. Let's check in the music. So they work like a call and response between each other. Well, and in the last group we have like some other effects: risers, downers, reverse, and crash. Um, Basically, some are loops, and some of them I've done using my clap or applying a longer reverb in the clap or in the head or in some area or in some elements of the music. Then I apply a very long reverb and I resample the sound and tweak a little bit, like work the sound a little bit just to make a riser or a downer out of it. Let's see here, for example, we have this downer. We have this riser. The crash. And here we have a reverse. So they are transition effects, right? Uh, I think they are very simple to do, and you have to go along your track to see when it's necessary or when you can use a riser or downer or reverse or whatever effects you have or you want to make your track more interesting. Well, that's it. And here we have the return channels. I usually make different things on return channels. In this case, we have a specific return channel for the vocal, which I'm processing a lot, the vocal here. I'm using the same EQ as before in the vocal channel, but just to make sure. Then an overdrive, an ambient, this saturator, then is God mode, and then a glue compressor. I used a glue compressor just because this is a return channel, okay? And I wanted to glue this very wet on reverb signal to the dry signal. I sidechain to the kick and I'm using a limiter just to control some peaks. The delay I'm not really using, and then I have this drum room, which is as the name says, it's a drum room. It's the reverb for the drums. In this case, I'm using this specific channel only for the high elements like heads and the claps. Sorry. So we have the reverb 100% wet, and then a saturator, bridge crunch, an EQ, and a compressor. And then I have the second drum room, which is for the mid lows. Yeah, the mid, like the claps were in the other one, but this one is more for the mids and lows. Then I'm compressing the signal a little bit using this reverb, this saturator, camel crusher with this preset bridge crunch, and an EQ, and a compressor. I have the synth reverb. Then I have a camel crush, an echo boy, an overdrive, an EQ, and I'm side chaining it to the main channel of the leads, right? And then I have the para parallel parallel drums, which is basically when I take the elements I think are important in the track for the rhythm, like kick, clap, snare, hats, and throw them all in one group and heavily compress them. So that's what I'm doing here. It's very compressed. And then I blend with the dry signal, right? I personally like to do this in all of my tracks, all of them. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys have uh I won't say learned something, but I hope you guys could at least take something good from what I have shown you here. I hope you guys have some ideas or, well, whatever. Me, as a student, I like to watch people's tutorial and workflow just to see if I can get some ideas and tips, or to see how people do things and try to confront with the way I do. Well, basically that's it. Anyway, on the next week, I hope to bring you guys another Watch My Flow video with some other music. And now, let me talk about the reason behind Sandiya. It's a very interesting it's a very interesting story because, well, maybe a couple of years ago, probably 5 years, I think, I went to Morocco. And I went to Morocco with a friend of mine from Germany. And one day we traveled from, I don't remember where, but we went to Agadir. And when we got to Agadir, our internet connection wasn't working, and we couldn't find anyone on the street who could talk to us in English. Most of people only speak Arabic. I don't know if they really speak Arabic, but or Kurdo, or sorry, I don't remember the name of the language, but they couldn't speak English. Some of them spoke French, but me and my friend, we didn't speak French. So we were basically lost and couldn't talk to anyone. We couldn't find our hostel and it was getting late. So we decided to pick another random hostel and to stay in at least for one night, just to chill a little bit because we were getting very stressed and pissed. Then anyway, we got to this new hostel, and there we've met some foreign people, some other guys from many different countries, and they invited us to have a couple of beers. We were traveling around Morocco for more than one week, I guess. And we were all those days without drinking alcohol because it was quite complicated to get alcohol there. Well, not complicated, but they don't sell alcohol anywhere. So you will have to go to specific places to get alcohol, and we haven't been to those places when we were there. And well, then in Agadir, those new friends called. They invited us to go have some beers, and we accept, obviously. Although I don't drink beer, but my friend from Germany, he loves. And we accept the invitation, and we went to the bar, to the pub. And yeah, and when we were getting closer to the place, I heard some people screaming and shouting, but I couldn't understand what they were saying because I didn't know if it was English or whatever. I couldn't understand, but I felt very like, oh, very weird, very bad. And I said to my friend, "Oh man, I don't want to stay here. I don't know what's going on inside there, but I don't want to stay in this place." And he agreed to me, and all the others who were with us, they agreed as well. So we decided just to pick up and take away the beers, maybe take to the hostel. Anyway, that's what we did. We took the beers to the hostel, but when we got to the hostel, uh, the guy in the reception, he said to us that we couldn't drink inside the hostel, but we, by law, couldn't drink outside the hostel as well. So we were like, oh fuck, so what we can do now? So we went out and start wandering around town just to see what we could do, hoping not to bump with the religious police, as we had some alcohol in the bags. But everything was okay, although we were like, oh fuck man, what we can do now? How are we going to work out this situation? When suddenly we met one guy from Morocco, and that guy invited us to go to his home, and we said, oh, perfect. We went there. When we got to his home, there was some other people there, most of them foreign, and they were already having beers. So we felt very like safe and chilly. So everything was fine. Finally, we could have the beers. Well, and in his house, that guy, he was playing some GNAWA music because it's a very traditional kind of music in Morocco, and he was playing a GNAWA song, and one of these songs was Sandiya, and this song has driving me crazy.
الله يرحم الوالدين يا بسم الله باش بدينا والله على نبينا صلينا يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية القلاوية يا سندية يا سندية الله يضربك بالكمية يا سندية يا سندية الله يرحم الوالدين يا سندية الله يرحم الوالدين يا بشا والبرد عليا يا والعشاء جماعيني يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية يا سندية القلاوية يا سندية مربى والوالدين يا سندية يا محرة والصالحين يا سندية يا سندية يا خضر قلاوية يا ويلي يا يا كريم الله الوحيد الله اسمي الله لا اله الا الله انا نعيش قاعده في الجبال يا وصيبي الغزال يا ربي مالي كريم دون الناس رحت في الكوهات وانا لا يتحسن المرسول بعيش ما هو الصفر وغادي يصير خيبان يوناني في كل نهار وين المجاري تعالي يا الغبار ايوا يا مولاي خلق الطوب الحجار خلق بنادم مكسار اسمي وانا محمد بيبي يا رسول الله الله انا وين فضلك شونا ليها الناس مدمرين فضلك ما جابك بيها كريم الله الوحيد الله لا اله الا الله يا الله تقول الله عندي سبع ولاد خرجوني افخار النجمه ما شافوه خلقي ما عرفوه الوحيد الله لا اله الا الله يا السلام كلاس ماشي في احساس ونايم يسلواني ايوا ما تشوفهاش ويا الهواويه نظفوا في طفولك في الفيديو
It's rating already. Problem here. Whoa.
because I felt in love at the first time I listened to it. I couldn't explain, and I can't explain how, even if I don't really understand the lyrics, but I feel like all this music is so strong in my body, is so intense in my mind. And since then I never stopped to listen to this music. It's been like 5 years that I always listen to the original song, to Sandiya from Karim Ziad, and I was like in love for this music. So in the last year, I decided to make this remix so I could maybe play in my presentations the song, one song that I love, but in a new clothes, like now in techno, in a new rhythm. So that's basically the reason why I did the remix of Sandia. This song is very special to me. It represents a lot, and I just wanted to place this music in my concert, in my presentation, and to be able to do that I had to do this remix, like to make sense, to make a techno track out of this cultural, traditional GNAWA track. Yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and see you on next week. Cheers. Bye.